What if every triumph in the world turned bitter because you never built the discipline to hold it with steady hands? What if every success you chase ends up empty because you never paused to train the courage to stand unshaken in failure? What if you discovered that true wealth and deep happiness do not come from possessions or applause, but from mastering your own mind and living by principles that no one can ever steal from you? What if you realized that everything you have been chasing, the money, the success, the applause of the world, could leave you hollow unless you first learned how to build unbreakable inner strength? Pause and look honestly at yourself. Are you tired of running after shiny illusions, only to feel more anxious and uncertain? Does your mind swirl with worry over money, status, or fear of failure? Does happiness slip through your fingers the moment you think you have it? You are not alone. The modern world traps many in an endless storm of craving, distraction, and comparison. But there is a way through this storm, a path walked by emperors and exiles, by warriors and scholars, by those who learn to tame fortune itself. This path is Stoicism, a philosophy not of dusty books, but of action, courage, and clarity. In these next moments, you will discover 15 unique Stoic secrets that can make you extremely wealthy, not just in gold, but in spirit, and profoundly happy, no matter what the world throws at you. These secrets are ancient, yet more powerful than any modern motivational slogan. They are not tricks or shallow hacks. They are forged in the fire of history, tested in the lives of those who faced plague, war, betrayal, and loss, and still walked away unbroken and content. Every principle you will learn today can change your life. If you stay with me to the end, you will see how each Stoic secret, woven together, forms an indestructible armor that protects your happiness while unlocking the doors of true wealth. Do not skip ahead. Do not break the chain. Let each insight build upon the last, like stones in an eternal fortress. And if these lessons move you, remember to subscribe and join a community of modern Stoics, people who refuse to be slaves to fortune or fear. Share this journey with others who might be lost in the storm. Now let us begin with the first journey. Number 1. The power to rule your desires. A man who cannot command his desires is a slave, no matter how many coins fill his vault. And a man who masters his desires is a king, even if he sleeps on a straw mat. Epictetus taught, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Among these, your untamed cravings are the most dangerous." Picture a mighty stallion, wild and unbroken, crashing through gates, trampling its own master under hoof. Your unruled desires are that stallion. They will carry you straight into ruin if you do not seize the reins. How does desire destroy happiness? By promising pleasure, then chaining you to endless longing. By whispering that more will satisfy you, then mocking you when more turns to never enough. Ask yourself, what is it I crave? Whose voice taught me to crave it? Is it a house as grand as a rival's? Is it a title to soothe an insecure ego? Is it luxury you cannot truly taste because worry poisons it? The Stoic path is to tame desire, not kill it. Like fire, desire can warm or burn. You must build the hearth of reason around it, so it serves you. How many people feed their hungers endlessly, for status, for praise, for admiration, only to wake at night, hearts pounding, afraid someone will steal it all? Seneca saw it clearly. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor. Practical action begins here. Take one desire you chase, and fast from it for a time. If it is lavish spending, try living simply for a month. If it is constant praise, learn to work in silence. If it is rich foods, train your body with simpler fare. When you deny yourself, you test the strength of your soul. You discover whether you possess your desires or they possess you. Visualize a lone traveler on a long road. Each temptation that calls to him, the roadside merchant, the soft bed, the bribe of gold, slows his steps. Only the one who travels light, desiring only what serves the journey, reaches the far horizon. You can be that traveler. Number 2. The discipline of speech. Words are weapons or blessings. They build empires or destroy kingdoms. They spark alliances or light the fuse of war. A loose tongue is a ruinous master. A disciplined tongue is a priceless shield. Epictetus reminded us, nature gave us one tongue and two ears, so that we may listen twice as much as we speak. A Stoic knows that every word carries consequence. To speak thoughtlessly is to pour water into a leaky vessel. To speak with care is to fill the mind with clear, calm purpose. Imagine a lone traveler whose words echo through a canyon. The echo returns with tenfold force. So too do careless insults, angry shouts, or empty boasts. They return to wound you. Ask yourself, do I guard my words? Do I speak to serve virtue or to satisfy pride? A practical habit. Before speaking, pause, breathe. Ask, is what I am about to say necessary, truthful, and kind? If it fails these tests, swallow the words like poison meant for your own heart. Seneca wrote, speech is the mirror of the mind. Your words reveal your soul. If they are reckless, your mind is reckless. If they are measured, your mind is strong. In modern life, consider the leader who controls vast wealth but cannot control his temper. He destroys partnerships and seeds hatred. Contrast him with the wise negotiator who speaks calmly even under insult and thus grows rich in allies. The discipline of speech is the silent coin of kings. Practical action. Spend one entire day practicing deliberate silence. Speak only what is necessary. Listen deeply. Watch how your awareness grows. You will see what others miss. Visualize a sword sheathed in its scabbard. It can do no harm there, yet is ready to serve when rightly called. So your speech should be restrained, powerful, never wasted. Reflect. How many of my troubles were born from hasty, careless words? How many blessings have I lost by failing to listen? Number 3. The power to master your time. Time is the hidden coin that buys every treasure in this world, yet people toss it away like dust in the wind. You may guard your gold, lock away your jewels, but your hours slip through your fingers each day, never to return. Seneca thundered from centuries ago, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Picture a lone traveler who is given a lantern with a single candle. It will burn for a set span. At every crossroads, the traveler must decide, will I waste this flame, showing it off to strangers, or will I light my path with purpose, step by step, until the journey's end? In modern times, how many hours do you give away? Hours lost to worthless arguments, to envious thoughts, to distractions that leave you emptier than you began. If you do not seize your time, the world will steal it for you. To master your time is to buy back your life itself. Wealth without command of your time is no wealth at all. It is a curse. In practical terms, you must learn to guard your hours like a fortress. Cut away what is trivial. Refuse to answer every summons. Do not let the moods of others become the thief of your day. Ask yourself, if today were my last day, would I be content with how I spent it? That single question, repeated each dawn, will save you from wasting your candle. Imagine an eternal fire, burning bright inside you, your life force, your one chance to live. Do not let others dampen that fire with their demands or their chaos. A real-world story. Think of countless ambitious men and women who build great wealth, only to discover they cannot taste its sweetness, because every moment is owned by clients, bosses, and tasks they hate. They are rich in coins, but bankrupt in time. The Stoic reclaims their time first, so they may use wealth wisely when it arrives. Set boundaries. Block hours for silence. Defend spaces for thought, for family, for rest. These are your true riches, far beyond any gold. Seneca again. People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy. So guard your time like a dragon guards its hoard. Let no petty worry steal it. Let no worthless pursuit burn it away. Number 4. The weapon of focused concentration. Scattered minds achieve scattered results. A mind pulled in 10 directions is as useless as a dull blade. The Stoic trains his concentration like a warrior sharpens a spear to strike true and only where it matters. Marcus Aurelius warned, if you seek tranquility, do less. Do what's essential, which brings a double satisfaction. To do less, better. Picture a lone traveler on a mountain path. If he gazes in every direction, chasing every bird or flower, he will lose the trail and wander into danger. But if he fixes his eyes on the summit, each step brings him closer to triumph. Your modern life is a carnival of distractions. Glowing screens, endless chatter, the siren songs of envy, fear, temptation. These splinters of attention bleed away your power. Ask yourself, what one mission deserves the fire of my full focus? What cheap diversions can I burn away today? Focus is the wealth multiplier. It transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary outcomes. A divided spirit cannot build a fortune or a legacy. Practical advice. Choose a single worthy task each day. Defend it from interruptions as if you guard a fortress gate. Work on it with the whole of your mind, even if only for one sacred hour. Seneca wrote, to be everywhere is to be nowhere. Visualize a blacksmith's hammer falling on a single point, again and again until the iron bends to its will. So your disciplined mind bends fate to your vision. Modern parallels abound. The inventor who labors for years on one design, the athlete who trains for one contest, the entrepreneur who masters one business before chasing another. Their focus makes them unstoppable. Number 5. The power of an inner fortress. The world will hurl storms at you. Markets will collapse. People will betray you. Illness will strike. War may rage, and fortune will abandon you in the night. If your happiness is built on things outside you, every wave will destroy it. But if you build your fortress within, no storm can breach its walls. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." These thoughts are the stones with which you build your unshakable castle. Imagine a great citadel atop a rocky cliff. The seas batter it year after year, yet its walls stand firm, unbroken, because they were built upon solid rock, not shifting sand. So must your mind stand upon reason, virtue, and disciplined judgment. These are the stones of your fortress. How does one build it? Begin by examining every belief you hold. Is it grounded in truth or in wishful thinking? Does it rely on the praise of others or on your own unshakable character? Test each thought as a mason tests each stone. Discard the weak, the cracked, the rotten. In real life, this means questioning the voices around you. The merchants who tell you your worth depends on your car. The social media noise that insists you are nothing without applause. The shallow friend who says luxury is everything. Strip these illusions away. Reinforce your mind with the truth that you are enough right now if you live with reason and virtue. Ask yourself each night, what walls did I strengthen today? Where did I leave my gates undefended? A practical habit. Each morning, read something noble. Each evening, reflect on what went well and what failed. Bit by bit, you raise stone upon stone until nothing can topple you. Visualize an eternal fire burning in the heart of your fortress. Even when the enemy surrounds you, you have light and warmth within. In modern life, think of those who keep calm while others panic. The nurse in an overwhelmed hospital, the pilot landing a damaged plane, the firefighter in the blaze. They hold their fortress steady, no matter what. If you wish to be extremely wealthy and happy, begin here. Because no wealth can survive without an unbreakable mind to guard it. Number 6. The gold of purposeful action. A mind filled with good intentions yet no deeds is like a field sown with seeds but never watered. Its hopes rot before they blossom. Wealth, true wealth, is not stored in ideas but in the acts that flow from them. Epictetus urged, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Purposeful action is gold refined by fire. It takes discipline, courage, and clear thinking to act on what is right, not merely what is easy. Picture a blacksmith forging a blade. The metal is heated, hammered, cooled, and shaped again and again. So too must you forge your days with deliberate action, striking while the iron is hot. Ask yourself at dawn, what worthy thing shall I accomplish today? At dusk, what did I leave undone? In the modern world, countless people dream of wealth and happiness, yet drift like leaves on the wind. They lack direction, and so fortune ignores them. The Stoic transforms intention into motion. He aims each effort like an arrow, drawing the bow with steady hand, eyes locked on virtue as the target. Practical advice: choose 3 actions each day that serve your greater purpose. Complete them before nightfall, no matter what storms rise. These stones, laid one after another, build a road to prosperity. Imagine a lone traveler crossing a vast, harsh desert. Only the steps he takes will carry him to the next oasis. Dreams alone will not bring water to his lips. Seneca reminded us, while we are postponing, life speeds by. If you hesitate, opportunities vanish like morning dew. Act now and act with courage. A modern reflection. Think of entrepreneurs who talk for years about their grand ideas but never build them. They remain poor in action, though rich in fantasy. Meanwhile, the one who begins with a single brick, laid steadily, creates an empire. Purposeful action is your true coin. Hoard it, spend it wisely, and let none steal it from you. If these teachings give you strength, share them with others who hesitate at the threshold of their dreams. And if you have not yet subscribed, do so now, to continue learning how ancient wisdom can fuel your boldest deeds. Number 7. The power of self-respect. No coin shines brighter than the one minted in your own soul. If you do not respect yourself, no fortune will buy you peace. No applause will soothe your heart. Epictetus taught, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Why? Because only those anchored in their own worth can endure the sneers of others. Self-respect is the foundation of true wealth. Without it, you will be enslaved by the opinions of strangers, begging for scraps of validation, trembling at every criticism. Picture a king who lives terrified of the gossip of his court, a king in chains though he sits on a golden throne. The Stoic path teaches you to stand as a lone traveler on the road of life, guided by reason and virtue, unmoved by passing insults, unbent by praise that might twist your motives. Ask yourself, where do I hand away my self-respect? When have I bartered my values to please others? To reclaim your self-respect, start with truth. Speak it plainly, even when it offends. Act in alignment with your values, even when it costs you admiration. Refuse to bow to trends, to fads, to shallow approval. Seneca wrote, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." If you scatter yourself to please the crowd, you vanish. Better to be firmly rooted in your own purpose, even if you stand alone. A practical exercise. Choose one day each week where you do something purely for yourself, in silence, seeking no applause. It could be a study, a meditation, a private act of courage. These small disciplines grow your inner wealth. Imagine a tower forged of iron, its beams unbending even under a howling storm. That is the spirit of self-respect. Modern parallels abound. Consider the person who lives for social media likes, their entire mood depending on comments from strangers. They are rich in followers, but poor in soul. Meanwhile, the craftsman who labors in quiet loyal to his standard is far wealthier. Number 8. The power to conquer fear. Fear is the silent assassin of wealth and happiness. It creeps through the mind at night, whispering doubts, stealing courage, binding you in chains of hesitation. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." And so fear is a phantom, a shadow beast that grows fatter the longer we feed it with our worry. Picture a lone traveler facing a narrow mountain pass. Storms rage above, wolves prowl below, the path is steep and uncertain. If he stops moving, he will die of cold. Only by stepping forward can he discover whether the danger is real or merely in his mind. So it is with every fear. Until you meet it face to face, it rules you. Once confronted, it often dissolves into mist. Ask yourself, what do I fear right now? Rejection, failure, poverty, humiliation? Now ask, what would happen if I welcomed that fear, examined it, and acted anyway? The Stoic transforms fear from a tyrant into a teacher. It is the signal that something valuable is at stake, a challenge to grow. A modern mirror, consider the entrepreneur who never starts a business because he fears bankruptcy. He lives in chains, even though the prison is imaginary. Meanwhile, another leaps into the unknown, fails, rises, and tries again, and eventually builds an empire. Practical action. Each week, do one thing that frightens you, even in a small way. Give a speech, make a bold request, stand firm against a critic. These small victories build a habit of courage. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Visualize fear as a dark ocean. You cannot empty it, but you can build a ship strong enough to cross it. Modern warriors, firefighters, rescuers, they know fear intimately, yet train themselves to act anyway. They do not wait for fear to leave them, they move through it. Number 9. The power to master your habits. What you do once matters little. What you do every day forges the chains that either bind you or set you free. Habits are the true architects of destiny, silent, steady, relentless. Epictetus taught, no man is free who is not master of himself. And nothing reveals your mastery more clearly than the habits you build, the small, invisible choices repeated day after day. Picture a sculptor working marble. Each tiny strike of the chisel shapes the statue. So too, each repeated action shapes your life's fortune. Look closely at your daily rituals. What patterns serve you? What patterns enslave you? Do you rise with purpose or drown in distraction? Do you guard your thoughts or let them run wild? Wealthy minds build wealthy habits. They invest before they spend, learn before they speak, listen before they boast. They choose discipline over comfort, consistency over impulse. Ask yourself, what one habit, if I changed it today, would change everything in a year? Write it down. Then build a fortress around that habit. Protect it, practice it, perfect it. A real-world story. Think of athletes who train daily, even when no one watches. Think of investors who budget carefully, no matter how rich they become. Think of artists who practice their craft, rain or shine. Their empires stand on the granite of consistent habits. Seneca reminded us, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Habits tame difficulty. They make the impossible routine. Visualize a lone traveler on a harsh road. Each day he lays a stone, builds a marker, sets a shelter. Step by step, he crosses the entire continent. His power lies not in a single heroic deed, but in countless repeated efforts. A modern parallel. Consider the person who saves 10 coins every week. It seems nothing, but after years, they own freedom while others drown in debt. Practical advice: choose one habit to master this month. Make it your oath. Defend it as if your fortune depended on it, because it does. Number 10. The secret of transforming adversity. There is no path to wealth or happiness free from hardship. Storms will come, loss will visit you, betrayals, mistakes, failures. They are as certain as night following day. Yet the Stoic stands unbroken, because he has learned to use adversity as a hammer that forges him stronger. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is the Stoic art of transforming obstacles into opportunities, the highest alchemy of the mind. Picture a traveler whose path is blocked by a fallen tree. The timid man turns back. The Stoic uses the wood for shelter, warmth, and fuel to continue his journey. Ask yourself, what blocks me right now? What lesson, skill, or courage could this obstacle awaken in me? Adversity forces you to grow where you are weakest. It reveals your faults, tests your resolve, and grants you the gift of hard-earned wisdom. Seneca reminded us, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Modern parallels surround us. A business that fails and teaches an entrepreneur a sharper model. A heartbreak that deepens someone's compassion. An illness that ignites gratitude for every breath. In practical terms, the next time misfortune strikes, do not ask, "Why me?" Instead ask, "What will I build with this?" Visualize an unbroken chain, each link a moment of pain, reforged by your will into strength. These chains no longer bind you, they shield you. A modern hero might be a single parent who loses a job but uses that moment to learn a new trade and rise higher than ever before. That is Stoic power in action. Remember, what tries to bury you can nourish your roots, if you choose to grow. Practical advice: keep a journal of your obstacles. For each one, write down what it teaches you. Over time, you will see how adversity has been your greatest instructor. Number 11. The wealth of generosity. There is a kind of fortune that multiplies the more you give it away. A wealth that grows, even as you share it. That wealth is generosity, the art of giving freely, without fear of loss. Seneca wrote, "He who gives benefits should be silent. He who receives should proclaim it." True generosity is not prideful. It does not boast, it does not bargain, it does not demand repayment. It is the quiet movement of a strong spirit, overflowing with abundance. Picture a spring that bubbles up from a hidden mountain. It flows freely, nurturing every root and creature, never asking for tribute. That spring does not run dry because it draws from the endless depths below. Your own well of generosity is the same. When you give from reason, from calm, from virtue, you do not lose. You become richer in gratitude, in community, in trust. Ask yourself, do I give only to appear noble or to truly serve? Do I hold back, fearing I will not have enough for myself? The Stoic teaches that generosity begins with a secure mind. When you trust that fortune cannot steal your deepest virtues, you give easily with a calm heart. A modern reflection: imagine an entrepreneur who shares knowledge with a rival. At first it seems a loss, but in truth it builds networks, respect, partnerships, a fortune more lasting than any hoarded secret. Or a wealthy person who supports a village school, not for praise, but because education is a legacy beyond gold. Practical advice: each week, give something meaningful, money, time, a skill, without expecting anything in return. Notice how it lightens your mind. Seneca again, we should give as freely as we would welcome. Visualize an unbroken chain of generous acts, stretching through centuries, binding you to wise souls who understood the true nature of wealth. Number 12. The art of resilience. Wealth and happiness will both abandon those who cannot stand back up after a fall. Fortune turns, seasons change, accidents break your plans. Yet the Stoic learns to rise again, each time stronger, forged by the hammer blows of fate. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Imagine an unbroken chain of iron, tested by storms, refusing to snap. Each link grows harder through fire. So too must you become. What is resilience? It is not ignoring pain or pretending to enjoy hardship. It is the calm knowledge that pain is part of life, and you will not let it break your spirit. Ask yourself, where did I fall and stay down? What would it look like to stand up again, not bitter, but wiser? A man who is wealthy yet fragile will lose everything in a single harsh wind. But a person of resilient character, even stripped of possessions, can rebuild from ashes. In modern terms, resilience is the habit of learning instead of lamenting, of studying defeat the way a master craftsman studies a flaw, until you know how to repair it stronger than before. Visualize a lone traveler whose boots wear out on a rugged trail. He does not curse the road. Instead, he uses tougher leather, stronger stitches, and walks on. Seneca reminded us, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Practical advice. After each setback, write down 3 lessons, then act on them immediately. This transforms loss into a teacher. Think of business failures that planted the seeds of greater ventures. Think of heartbreak that taught you patience, or betrayal that taught you caution. These scars are maps of wisdom, if you choose to read them. Resilience is the quiet power that wealth cannot buy. It is the foundation that supports every fortune, every joy, and every dream that might be challenged by fate. Number 13, the power of enough. How much is enough for you? The mind that never answers this question will never know peace, and never feel truly wealthy. Seneca warned, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor. If you do not define enough, your greed will devour every fortune, leaving you as empty as a beggar in rags. Picture a man who sails the ocean searching for treasures. Each island offers him gold, but he leaves unsatisfied, wanting another and another until his ship rots under him. This is the fate of those who never learn the power of enough. Ask yourself right now, what would enough look like for me? Enough money to live with dignity, enough comfort to sleep in peace, enough ambition to build meaningful work, but not so much that I drown in endless desire. The Stoic sees wealth not as hoarded coins, but as freedom from needing more. True wealth is the ability to say, this satisfies me, I need no more. That is how the wise become extremely wealthy, by mastering their wants instead of letting their wants master them. In practical terms, you might list your needs and desires. Which of them are essential? Which are illusions? Cut away the illusions like a sculptor removes marble to reveal the statue within. Modern culture will tempt you every hour with more possessions, more upgrades, more envy. But you can build a fortress of reason, refusing to chase what does not matter. Visualize an unbroken chain stretching through the centuries, binding you to every Stoic who came before. Marcus Aurelius faced unimaginable power, yet wrote, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. If your thoughts hunger endlessly, no wealth will satisfy you." A modern parallel. Imagine a person who earns millions but is terrified of losing a penny. He lies awake at night, obsessed with his rivals, trapped in a gilded cage. Meanwhile, a humble craftsman, content with modest tools and warm friendships, sleeps peacefully. Who is wealthier? Number 14. The power of gratitude. You could hold the world's treasures in your hands and still feel empty if you do not train your eyes to see their worth. Gratitude is the alchemy that transforms what you have into enough, and more than enough. Seneca reminded us, nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart. Picture a lone traveler who discovers a well in a parched land. He drinks deeply and gives thanks for every drop. Another, passing the same well, curses that there is not more and remains forever thirsty. Which one lives richer? Gratitude is not the dull acceptance of what is small. It is the fierce recognition of the miracle of simply being alive, breathing, thinking, loving, learning. Ask yourself, what riches do I ignore each day? Who do I take for granted? What fortune have I dismissed as too little when it is in fact a miracle? Gratitude is a discipline. It is a repeated practice. And like all Stoic disciplines, it grows stronger the more you exercise it. Practical advice. Each morning, name 3 things for which you feel gratitude, and let them be simple, humble things. A breath of fresh air, a loyal friend, the chance to work and improve. These tiny thanks weave an armor against envy and greed. Visualize an eternal fire within your heart, fueled by gratitude. So long as you remember how blessed you already are, no hardship can fully darken you. Modern parallels are easy to see. Billionaires who live in ceaseless complaint, compared to humble workers who laugh around a simple meal. Who is truly wealthy? Gratitude is the one fortune no thief can steal. Seneca again, he who receives a benefit with gratitude repays the first installment on his debt. When you practice gratitude, you repay life for every breath it has given you, and you prepare your soul to receive even greater gifts with humility. Number 15. The secret of living each day as a complete life. There is no greater treasure than this, to treat each dawn as a new beginning, and each sunset as a perfect ending. To live fully in the day you hold, never postponing joy, never delaying virtue, never waiting to become the person you wish to be. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Picture a lone traveler who crosses the vast world, never sure if tomorrow's sunrise will greet him, so he makes peace with each nightfall. He shares kindness, completes his work, and rests with no regrets. That is the Stoic's greatest wealth, the power to compress a lifetime into every single day. Ask yourself each morning, if today were my last, would I act differently? If so, act that way now. Seneca warned, while we wait for life, life passes. How many dreams have you locked away, convinced there would always be time? How many apologies have you left unsaid? How many sunsets have you ignored because you believed endless tomorrows were guaranteed? Living each day as a complete life does not mean rushing through pleasures or hoarding wealth frantically. It means bringing the fullness of your spirit to each moment. Speak with honesty, work with excellence, love with courage, rest with peace. These are the marks of a person who is truly wealthy. Practical advice: end each day with a brief reflection. Did you live by your values? Did you hold gratitude? Did you act on your dreams? If so, you have lived well, no matter how short or long the day. Visualize an eternal flame that cannot be blown out. It burns steadily with each sunrise, giving you light for your path, warmth for your heart, and a reminder that your time is precious beyond measure. Modern parallels show us again and again: the artist who pours his heart into a single painting, the parent who listens deeply to a child, the builder who finishes each project with care. They live today as their masterpiece, unburdened by tomorrow. This is how the Stoic unites wealth and happiness. He masters each moment, refusing to postpone a good life. And now, traveler, before you leave, consider this question: which of these 15 secrets speaks loudest to you, and why? Share your thoughts below. I read them all, and they become sparks for our next journey together. If these ancient teachings have steadied your heart and sharpened your mind, I invite you to stay on this path with me. Subscribe now, so you do not miss the next lesson, because each piece of wisdom we share together can light the fire of your best life, one day at a time. Together, we will keep the eternal fire burning.